guys, this is the one where I don't talk for a billion hours, because this chapter was really simple. Really simple, not much to discuss. Basically, this chapter was just 90% explanation of why they're taking the road that they're taking, and 10% humor, because read that chapter with focus on Suga and Yamaguchi, and this chapter was amazing, like hilariously amazing. But in short, we figure out, or they figure out, how to best use Hinata and the odd quick that him and Kageyama have. And they explain why it's good to use it on a team like Dateko, how it'll affect both Karasuno and their opponents, how it'll help them in the future. Like, you read the chapter, this was very simple, I don't need to explain it to you. And we're basically just setting up Karasuno getting on that big stage where they'll have to use these techniques and formations and experiences that they've had. Because this is a practice match, they're allowed to fail as many times as possible because they can learn from that experience. They can try out different techniques, see how they work on good and well-versed opponents. Dateko, as I talked about in the last review chapter, saying they're a very good team now. They're still kind of fighting themselves, but they are a lot closer to being perfect in that sense than Karasuno is. Which means that against experienced opponents they'll meet in the spring tournaments, they'll be better set because they faced Dateko and they tried all these different techniques on them and they figured out, okay, by using the odd quick, not randomly, but with having them used far in between, you can catch your opponents off guard every time. And by having Hinata always participate in the synchronized attack, they won't be prepared when he eventually does use the minus tempo and goes one tempo ahead of the others who use the... It's zero? Yeah, I don't know. Zero first, whatever. Doesn't really matter. What matters is they found a solution to a lot of their problems. An important line that Ukai has, and I can't remember it correctly, but he basically says that once he saw Kageyama Hinata's weird quick, he thought that, well, now you have an attack that's super quick, you can use it from anywhere in the court because you have Hinata who's super quick and Kageyama who can just set the ball wherever, and he thought, well, here we have the perfect technique, you can never counter it, and as we've seen throughout the series, it's been countered several times by either amazing blockers who use commit block, which is following Hinata everywhere he goes so that he literally can't do anything, or they just don't block him and try to receive the ball instead. Either way, the quick failed, and now they found a way to use it because they don't have to see it as the best attack they have, they just have to use it as one of the attacks they have and then mix it in, because your weapon works the best when it's a surprise and when you mix it with other weapons, because then the opponent won't know how to guard against these different things. And you have all of these different people, and if you look in this chapter, most of the balls that they sent were to Asahi, but they also did a very good job of using Hinata in the last panel, of course, and Sawamura, who actually very rarely gets to spike the ball. He usually just receives and is used as a decoy, just as Hinata, but because he's kind of like the stable captain, a lot of people pay a lot of attention to him, so he's not really as decoyish as Hinata, who has a super quick, of course. But yeah, it's just basically a well-balanced chapter. There's not much to talk about, and I don't know how I actually managed to talk more than 2 minutes. Yeah, I think apart from that, the explanations and all that, the chapter was really like put to that next level because we had those really funny comments from Suga, we had all the monologue speeches things from Tsuki, that was just really funny, and that was that one panel where we have Hinata, Tsuki, Yamaguchi and Suga, where Tsuki is basically finishing off his monologue, and you just have Hinata being, wait, what? And then you have Suga saying, whose team are you actually on? And Yamaguchi kind of just at his back, like where he'd usually defend him because he's always on Tsuki's side. Like, I thought that panel was hilarious just for the panel itself. But yeah, I thought this chapter was really good because it served its purpose by explaining why they have decided to do this and why this is a method that will work in the future and how they can now see how to work against an opponent as Tateko, because as they said in the last page, I think it was, in this way Tateko will slowly crumble, which works well with the cover page where we had Hinata slowly tearing apart the wall, which I thought was amazing imagery. And yeah, and on top of that, it had the humor, which just made it less hard to get through, because when you have a whole chapter of just explanation because there was a lot of text, it makes it a lot of fun when you have all these jokes put in as well. And it just did a really good job that even though, like, as I said, it was very technical heavy and theory heavy, you had the personalities of each of these characters just shine through and being used in a humorous way with how, yeah, just Tsuke in general was just really great. I remember the line where he said, "Every time I just see Hinata run in front of me, I just want to swat him like a fly." I thought that was hilarious and I laughed for like a solid minute when I read that. It was just really good. But yeah, I should really end this now because this way this review will be really short. Overall, I thought the chapter was great if you couldn't tell already. I am not expecting my future reviews to be as short as this one, but hopefully, yeah, we'll have more chapters like this where I don't talk for 15 minutes. So yeah, if you like anything that I had to say, leave a thumbs up on the video. And you can leave a comment below what you thought of this chapter. If I skipped anything, I might have, because it was very brief, this review. Feel free to comment and we can have a discussion. You can also just comment on whatever that has something to do with Haikyuu. I don't really care. Maybe we can start a fun discussion about something else. And you can subscribe if you want to. I also do reviews of One Piece, Shouken no Soma, Boku no Hero Academia, and I talk weekly about the One Piece anime and Haikyuu the anime, so if you like the manga, you might like the anime as well. It's really good, in my opinion, and yeah, until next time guys, bye!